Solar energy systems are becoming increasingly popular as people seek renewable and eco-friendly ways to generate electricity. One of the most common questions when setting up a solar power system is whether solar panels can be connected directly to a battery. The simple answer is, yes, you can, but it is not recommended in most cases. Let's explore why this is the case, the potential consequences, and the best practices for safely and efficiently charging a battery with solar panels. Understanding solar panels and batteries. To answer this question comprehensively, we need to first understand the basic components of a solar power system. Solar panels convert sunlight into direct current, DC, electricity. The power output of a solar panel depends on its wattage rating, the amount of sunlight it receives, and environmental factors like temperature. Battery stores the electricity generated by the solar panel for later use. Most solar energy systems use deep-cycle batteries, which are designed for repeated charge and discharge cycles. Charge controllers act as an intermediary between batteries and solar panels. Its primary function is to regulate the voltage and current coming from the solar panel to prevent overcharging or undercharging the battery. If you want to use the stored energy to power AC or alternating current devices, you'll need an inverter, which converts the DC electricity stored in the battery into AC power. Why direct connection is not ideal. While it may seem tempting to connect a solar panel directly to a battery, especially for a simple or small solar setup, doing so can cause several problems. Here's why. 1. Overcharging the battery. Batteries are designed to charge within specific voltage limits. For instance, a typical 12-volt battery has a safe charging range between 13.6 volts and 14.6 volts. Solar panels, however, can output voltage far higher than this, especially on sunny days. For example, a 12-volt solar panel might output around 18 to 20 volts at peak sunlight, which is significantly higher than the safe charging voltage of a 12-volt battery. If the panel is connected directly, the battery could be overcharged, leading to the following. Battery damage. Overcharging can cause the battery to overheat, boil off electrolytes, and degrade internal components, ultimately reducing its lifespan. Safety hazards. Overcharging can generate excess heat and even cause the battery to swell, leak, or in extreme cases, explode. 2. Unregulated charging current. Aside from voltage, current also plays a crucial role in charging a battery. Different batteries have different maximum current input limits, usually expressed in amperes, A. If a solar panel is allowed to feed uncontrolled current directly to the battery, especially during periods of strong sunlight, the battery could be damaged due to an excessive current influx. For example, small lead-acid or lithium-ion batteries may have a current limit of 10 A or less, while a solar panel could output much more than that during peak sunlight hours. This uncontrolled current could cause the battery to charge too quickly, resulting in overheating, or damaging the battery's internal structure. 3. Inconsistent power output. Solar panels don't provide consistent power output. They generate more energy during peak sunlight hours and much less when it's cloudy or at night. Batteries prefer a steady and controlled charging process. Directly connecting a solar panel to the battery can lead to the following. Partial charging. During low sunlight conditions, the battery might not charge efficiently, leaving it undercharged. Undercharging is a common cause of poor battery performance over time. Voltage fluctuations. The constantly fluctuating output from the solar panel can cause uneven charging, which might degrade battery performance and shorten its lifespan. 4. Reverse current flow. Another important issue is reverse current flow. At night, when the solar panel isn't generating electricity, the battery may start discharging its stored energy back into the solar panel. Without a blocking diode or a charge controller to prevent this reverse flow of current, the battery could slowly discharge, wasting energy. This can also potentially damage the solar panel, depending on its design. What happens when you connect a solar panel directly to a battery? If you decide to connect a solar panel directly to a battery despite the above risks, here's what could happen under different circumstances. Inadequate sunlight. If the sunlight is weak, such as on a cloudy day or in the early morning or late afternoon, the solar panel might not output sufficient voltage to charge the battery at all. In this case, the battery remains undercharged. On the other hand, during periods of bright sunlight, the solar panel may output far too much voltage and current, leading to the risks of overcharging, overheating, and ultimately damaging the battery. At night, the lack of sunlight means the solar panel isn't generating any electricity. If no preventive measure like a blocking diode is in place, the battery can discharge its stored energy back into the panel. The solution: use a charge controller. To safely and effectively charge a battery with solar panels, you need a charge controller. This device regulates the power coming from the solar panel and ensures that the battery is charged correctly, preventing overcharging, undercharging, and reverse current flow. Types of charge controllers. There are two main types of charge controllers used in solar power systems. PWM controllers regulate the voltage by gradually reducing the amount of power sent to the battery as it approaches full charge. PWM controllers are simpler and more affordable but less efficient than MPPT controllers. MPPT charge controllers are more advanced and efficient. They maximize the energy harvested from the solar panels by adjusting the operating point of the panel to match the optimal power output. This is especially beneficial in situations where the solar panel voltage is much higher than the battery voltage, as it can convert excess voltage into usable current. Why use a charge controller? Voltage regulation. A charge controller ensures that the voltage from the solar panel is reduced to a safe level before reaching the battery. For example, it will ensure that a 20-volt output from the solar panel is stepped down to the safe charging range of a 12-volt battery. Current control. The charge controller also ensures that the current sent to the battery is within the battery's limits, avoiding damage from excessive current. Battery health monitoring. Some advanced charge controllers come with built-in monitoring systems that can display the state of charge of the battery, temperature, and other important parameters to help maintain the health of the battery over time. Reverse current protection. Charge controllers have built-in protections to prevent reverse current flow, so you won't have to worry about your battery discharging back into the panel at night. What if you're using a very small solar panel? If you are using a small solar panel, say one that outputs only 1 or 2 watts, it might be safe to connect it directly to a small battery. Small solar panels like this typically don't output enough voltage or current to overcharge a larger battery. However, even in these situations, it's still a good idea to use a charge controller, especially if you're using larger panels or more expensive batteries. Don't skip the charge controller. In conclusion, while it is technically possible to connect solar panels directly to a battery, it is not advisable in most cases due to the risk of overcharging, undercharging, or damaging the battery. The safest and most efficient way to charge a battery with solar panels is by using a charge controller. This device will regulate the power, ensure safe charging, and protect both the battery and the solar panel from damage. In small-scale or low-power systems, it may be tempting to skip this component, but as soon as your solar setup becomes more significant, a charge controller becomes a crucial element of a reliable, long-lasting solar power system.